ground here.
And the way the rule book is written now, it wasn't then, but the way the rule book is written now,
month off job.
that would have been. And this is what Rob is aware of, and another reason why he's opted not to play this weekend.
Indeed, but next year it might be different because I think the ones start before the twos. So,
if Coventry, the World Rescue F1 World Final is at Coventry, run by Coventry, and if they go for their traditional first weekend of September date, which they usually do, then yes, that will probably be the case.
And well, what can we say about 2013?
Yeah,
there's
amazing.
Nothing else we can say about that.
No, amazing. That was amazing. That will probably be one of my greatest memories ever, I would have thought.
I mean, I was producing the documentary for George. That's available to download now on iTunes, and you can listen again on Spreaker.com. Just get that in there for you. I took your commentary the last 5 laps from one of the YouTube videos, and I listened to it, and I thought, no, I'm going to have to go and get the DVD out and watch the whole race again. And every time you watch it, you still can't believe that actually happened. You know, the shenanigans between Speak and Moody. Then you had George getting away, and then he's come with 1 lap to go, and then that last lap where we just didn't know who the hell was going to win.
No, and we learnt something then. If I shout loud enough into the PA, it actually cuts out at Taunton. Something that's never happened before. And then
happens regularly when Brian Goldsworth is in situ.
Different microphone. Yes, he uses the radio mic, which then wouldn't work at Skegness.
So that is that. So what memories have you got of the World Final then?
To be honest with you, I'm probably going to end up doubling up, because certainly 2013, certainly 1993, 92 at Skegness in Rob Speak, walking on water with his car disintegrating around him. That was pretty amazing, and obviously 94. At Taunton.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
You know,
I mean, from the Isle of Man,
let's be blunt. What an amazing day! What a shambles! And what memories! You know,
that's what you get with every World Final. I mean, like I say, you go to Barford in 2004. That wasn't the best presentation, and I think they will put their hands up and say that. But God, if you were there to watch Bill Batten's 4th world title, you would have left there with not a dry eye in the house. I mean, like last year, just that wall of noise, being in the grandstand there. I mean, you were on the centre green and you saw obviously what the crowd. Yeah, it must have went up another foot in the air.
Absolutely, and that was going to be one of, when we were going to come to my remaining memories, was going to be last year, because that was, the fabled Cowdenbeath roar was immense, and there's nowhere else like Cowdenbeath. That atmosphere, unfortunately for Speedworth Inca Race at Hensford this weekend, it's not going to be able to be recreated. I'm sure the best job
will be made. It's just the geography of the track, isn't it?
Unfortunately, Hensford's the great amphitheatre, but it is so vast, and it's just the fact that Cowdenbeath, the race ball, is what it is, and that race last year was just something else. It was pure theatre.
And I'm going to say this now, Grisbon, if you're listening, and I know you do sometimes, it's 2017. I think you've got to go to Cowdenbeath. You've got to go to Cowdenbeath for the Arena World Final. It would just be a perfect venue. And I don't think, and I hate to say this, and it's my big fear, is that we get another one at Cowdenbeath, because 2024, I doubt it'll be there. I doubt very much it'll be there. I would love to say, let's have the old go, and let's have it properly done, and let's have it, have another World Final there. I don't care if it's 3 years later than what they had it last time. Let's have the World Final at Cowdenbeath in 2017, and let's have a bit of fun.
I would go along with all of that, but there are various other irons in the fire. But again, 2017, it'll come round very quickly, but it's still a way off yet.
Yeah,
There's
indeed.
lots of water to flow under the bridge.
Indeed, we never know. We might end up with the St Day Superdome World Final.
That would please a lot of your fellow Cornish folk
We
who are
never know.
still
We might
very.
have it at the new Cornish Stadium.
Ah,
They're building one.
oh,
I'd love it. Yeah, that is realms of fantasy. But indeed, and that is what the situation was. I mean, going back to the memories. I mean, it's something I even forgot about completely. I mean, looking at last year, obviously with George's big win, and 2013 Riger winning it on the line after Speaker Moody obliterated themselves, and George Catch with one to go. Then you had Mickey Brennan's wonderful super duper trial, and then Simo in the mud, and Fortune in being brave at Skeg, and then you had the Speaky Moody Bradbury show with Mickey Brennan came through and took it on the line on his 21st birthday. Then the controversy of 2008, 2007, Sorda was not going to be caught. 2006, Moody winning it on the last corner. 2005, going over to Holland with Willie Peters. 2004, Batten winning his 4th title at the age of 57. These are all great stories. Gold in 2003. Chris Burgoyne becoming the youngest world champion in 2002. At his home track. 2001, Daz Kitson. 2000, Daz Kitson. All the Speak years. Ian King. Alistair King. Jimmy Wallace becoming the first Scottish world champion. And all the drivers in the 70s. Higman, Batten, Hooper, Locke. Oh, there's so many drivers who have won the world title, and it's virtually like a who's who of stock car. Now, we have had a message, which is great because I do love it, and it's a very good evening to Robin Shaw. Now, Robin has admitted that he's probably he was at Wembley watching Dave Brown. Well, that was 41 years ago, and he still has the photos that he took when the Formula 2s went to Wembley. Yes, the old, underneath the Twin Towers of Wembley. So, yes, that was 41 years ago. Now, I'm pretty certain Crispin Rosevere, him of the Purple Empire, has been to every World Final since 1972. And I think his parents have been to every World Final. Now, if that is the case, wow. We need to get some stories there, but that certainly is a very funny and very, well, not funny, but a long distance relationship with this thing that keeps on going like a travelling caravan. And you cannot miss one. I mean, I remember writing an article for the 2011 programme about you cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. I did it in 2010, and I tell you this now, I regretted it. Instantly regretted it. But I didn't go. Now, I do have the small matter of a baby coming in January, and I'm just glad that there is no, the Formula 2 World Final is not in January, unless we have some kind of rapid incursion of foot and mouth in the Cannock Chase area, then I don't think we will be having a World Final in January. Because you know what? There's some things you won't miss for the world, but there's some things you won't miss the world for, if you know what I mean. But I'm not saying that I'm not going to miss the birth of my child to watch that, but because it is my first one, I will be there to watch that. But it's Christmas Day, it's your birthday, it's a holiday, all wrapped up into one. And it makes it all the more sweeter when you see, these things happen. Right, let's get on to some nitty-gritty. Predictions. Now, if we were to have a little straw poll of situation here, of who's doing what and who will do what in this kind of situation, then I would say that we're probably looking of 3, possibly 4, possibly 5 drivers that people are tipping for the title. And those are the ones that me and Steve did mention. But we'll give hard predictions in a minute. But I was just going to say, it's basically Moody, Marshall, Burgoyne, Brennan, Vin Peters, and Richard Bowyer. Those are the names that keep cropping up. I mean, we'd love to see George win it again. I think that would be a popular win. He's got a lot to do. Right. Okay. So it's time for us to open our envelope and see who we've got as the world champion this year. Now, it's going to be a little bit interesting. It'll be a little bit of fun. Don't castigate us, guys, if we put the mockers on your title chances. Because here comes myself and Steve Linfield's predictions for the world title in 2015. Let's have our cards on the table now. This is where we make complete and utter fools of ourselves. 1, 2, 3.
I will go with Wim Peters, Chris Burgoyne, George McMillan.
I will go with, and this is where I fall flat on my backside, Kelvin Marshall, George McMillan, Dave Polly.
Well, there you go.
And that, I think, is where I get my prediction. This is why I say every year on the blog, when I've done the countdown to the last couple of years. I'm not doing one this year. I decided not to because I've just got too much on. But the predicting is a mugs game, and I leave it to experts. But I thought I'll have a go this year because I'm not doing it on the blog and I can't laugh. But there you go. Usually Linfield gets the prediction spot on right. I'm not going to say anything else, but
no,
it was your brother that got it right a couple of years back when he said someone completely random from the back of the grid would win the world final.
Well, I even went as far as predicting James Riker. I can't believe I did that.
Yes.
I think there was more luck than judgment. But
yeah, indeed.
But what I will say is that this race will be won. I mean, obviously that is my top 3. I will stick by that. But this race will be won from the front 3 rows.
I will go as far as anyone in the front 4. I will just get my remit out a little bit more, but front 4 rows is where this one's going to be won, unless someone hits the self-destruct button on the first corner and the first 4 rows get wiped out, a la Buxton.
Yeah, but that was but getting wiped out a la Buxton, but that was a bit different. I can't see any of those drivers off the front going in like that on the first corner this time.
So there you have it. That's our opinion of this year's world finalists. Well, all that we've got to do now is just kind of wrap it up a little bit. First and foremost, like Bill Giles, let's have a look at the weather forecast for Hensford Hills tomorrow. Now, it's going to start off wet in the morning. It's cloudy and damp start. The last of the rain should clear by midday, and it will leave a cooler feeling day with sunny scales and the odd shower. In Hensford, the showers are going to be gone by, I would say, early morning. It'll be cloudy. It'll brighten up around about 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock till 1 o'clock. Then the afternoon looks an absolute peach. Not a warm one by any means, but it's going to be an absolute peach. And who says the sun shines on the righteous? Because the righteous are coming to race. And at 6 o'clock, which is when Inca Race are aiming to have the world final on track, at 6 o'clock, the best weather of the day. Bright, unclouded sunshine. But who, and this is where it gets cheesy now, will the sun shine for tomorrow evening? Now, obviously, it starts at I think the sunset is at 7:30. If we're still racing them, it's an epic world final. But I'll say this now. It is probably
potentially going to be a classic.